when I was just a musician that used to walk around and sell my CDs with my daughter at events in London, no one really had a problem with me. I was fine. I was a poet. I did so many events, festivals. No one had a problem really. Obviously, I probably have a couple of fallouts with people, but I didn't really get much hatering. I didn't think I was getting that at the time. What I did get was a lot of people trying to take advantage of me and what I could bring to the table creatively. However, when I became a yoga teacher, a meditation teacher, more importantly, when I published my daughter and our first 2 books, 1 book each, my whole experience of people changed, and I experienced so much abrasive, unkind, treacherous behavior from those around me who were not comfortable with my growth. And every time I did something new, I would lose a friend. I'm not even joking. I am not here to talk about personal stuff, but I know some of my previous friends, they're glad I haven't mentioned their name on the promo for this video. Because this video is not, let me call out everyone who's done me something. Not at all. That's petty. Do you understand what I'm saying? In this video, I'm addressing key issues with key people to demonstrate key things that are happening in society and that will continue to happen, and how do we deal with them. Okay, I created I Love My Womb. I started in 2015. We're now 9 years and 6 months into I Love My Womb. I've done I Love My Womb Goddess Gathering every single year. Sometimes I've done 3 in 1 year. We've had them in Jamaica, we've had them in the States, we've had them in the UK, London and Manchester, sometimes all at the same time. I was speaking to a sister yesterday and I realized I said something to her and I want to say it here. Oftentimes, it's a UK thing. People try to downplay your achievements. People try to put you in some airy-fairy box, because a lot of people are in an airy-fairy box. That's nondescript. You get what I'm saying? Within my work, like, there's nothing that I've done that anyone can take away from me now. Anything that I'm not doing is because I don't presently feel like doing it. But I do feel that I have put my foot in and I have grinded, yeah. This is prior to even the last 2-3 years, you know. I have done a lot of work. I have a lot of achievements that do not define me. And that's the reason why I don't lead with them. That's also the reason why people who just run up out of some crack somewhere, who have no qualifications, no life experience in what they're sharing, people who just fancy a topic and now they're an expert in it, people who haven't taken the time, they're going into spiritual work, they haven't done the work. They haven't done the work. They haven't even done like a Vipassana, a 10-day meditation. They might have spiritual knowledge and wisdom, but they haven't taken the disciplined route which one needs to go through as a rites of passage to earn those stripes. People pop up from all over the place, yeah, and now they're a master, they're a priestess, they're a healer, and they actually haven't got any paperwork, any lineage. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just today I feel like this, and that's what's up. I would like to pause here to reintroduce myself, because as I said, I don't introduce myself based on what I've done, but it's important that I'm clear so you know why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm a professional musician. I have been professional as a solo artist, backing singer, tribute singer, groups, solos, and bands. I'm a professional actress. In addition to being in the film, you can check my IMDb. I have done professional theatre shows since I was 17, plays, etc. I've even put on my own plays twice. I've done a one-woman play in London. My daughter and I ran another play in London. Since I was 18, I have worked alongside people who had master's degrees and I hadn't even gone to uni yet, teaching acting, singing, and dancing. That's the longest non-performance career that I've ever had. In 2011, I became a meditation teacher and I worked for a corporate firm but a few of them, and we would go in and teach people who had very corporate, you know, very linear, very, very square lives to meditate. That led to me becoming a certified Reiki practitioner. And a couple of years later, I became an African yoga, Smaital Egyptian yoga teacher. During this time, I studied herbs, and that wasn't for the public, that was for me, so I could learn how to heal, deal with certain health issues, etc. After becoming a yoga teacher, I did launch I Love My Room, which is the first and only thing of its kind. It is an all-female movement for women, by women. It happens every International Women's Month and has been happening since 2015. Wherever I happen to be living in the world, I've always made sure it's happened. Women come together, not to form a sister circle because we're not ready for that yet, but to have an introspective, reflective journey into their own womanhood, into their own spiritual being, and to initiate or to continue a heart to womb conversation. During this workshop, during this gathering, many things are shared and taught that I have gained over the years, you know, as a teacher, as a yoga practitioner, as a Reiki teacher, as a meditation, whatever. Okay. After I became a yoga teacher, I decided that I had to get some things done that I'd been procrastinating about, and I published my book and my daughter's book. My book is called In Honor of Me, a collection of songs and poetry. My daughter's book is called Oshun, the River Goddess. I homeschooled my daughter for at least half of her life, and her books, of which she's written 4, of which we've published 1. Okay, so I still have 3 more to publish. Please let me get there. She wrote the book initially as part of a homeschool summer project, and it was written very beautifully. And you can check it. It's on Amazon. It's on my website. I'm not gassing myself up. I'm being dead ass, and it's important because I'm not waiting for anyone to validate me, but by equal merit, I have to be clear about who I am. And even if my focus is music now, doesn't mean that other parts of me now cease to exist. They don't. It's all here. Do you get what I'm saying? After I published those 2 books, we then turned the 2 books into one theatre production that ran twice, like 2 a week each time at the Canal Cafe Theatre. That production was called In Honor of Us. We had a 6 female, all black female cast, which is very, you know, unusual. Not that it's never been done, but in the UK, that's something that you say, you know, oh, it's an all black female cast, you know, including myself, including my daughter, and 4 other actresses. Okay. Before that, I went to drama school and I put this play on in conjunction with a writer from the States called Miss Ramkisoon. This play is called Crisscross, I Was Taking a Bath. 1 hour, 1-woman play in the London Theatre. Crazy. I'm going to look for the video. Anyhow, I find that video, you know. I know the video is going to be a bit whack, but anyhow, I find the video, it's going to go on YouTube. Seriously, guys, I'm not going to do that play again. Right. So then we put up 2 books, combine the books, we create a play. At that time, I had separated from the yoga school I was in, so I created my own school of yoga. And I forgot to mention, as a yoga teacher, I ran workshops for corporate, but I also had private workshops, and I had weekly classes for years in East London, in West London, and that's how a lot of my community grew in the yoga community. Before publishing my book, I was a performance poet as well as a singer. So it's like I was connected to these different circuits that allowed me to kind of tune into these art forms. Boom. About 2 years after becoming a yoga teacher, I started to learn tarot. I found out because I was already naturally intuitive, found out it was pretty mind-blowing for me. That's how it was for me. I never got tarot for anyone else. I started doing readings within 2 years after that. Within a year after that, I became a professional astrologer. I've moved from Western astrology to Vedic astrology, but I do still use both, okay? So by this time, I've created the Smile School of Yoga, the Tarot Academy, I had an online yoga studio throughout the whole of the pandemic where people would come and stretch with me every day. And when it was coming towards this lockdown, that's when I introduced the last art form that I wanted to share of the many that I explore, which was traditional healing, IFA. And I wasn't providing it, but I did bring someone into my temple to facilitate education and learning about traditional healing. Okay? Right. A couple years ago, I felt like I'd given so much. I've run thousands of classes. I actually, in addition to having my own storefront, I worked with all the top tarot core lines in the world. Like, you name that line, I've worked with them. I've given and given and given and done every workshop, music night, you get me, everything. And I felt like that's enough. It's time just to get back to creating. I've learned so much on this journey. I've had enough, and that's enough. And so I spent last year making documentaries. I made an 8-episode docuseries called Life After Death that I'm currently, every Thursday, I'm bringing it into my YouTube. But you may have seen it on Facebook because I have been sharing it for some time on different platforms, okay? Cool. Towards the end of last year, I began this archive. I already knew I want to do the documentaries. Now I can focus on my music. I love making documentaries, but not enough to sit and do it full time. I know I could get better at it, and I do love it, but it takes a lot out of me. So I'm only interested in making documentaries about things that demand it. And as much as this topic means a lot to me, come on, we're 2 hours and 22 minutes into the topic. It didn't mean enough to me for me to make a documentary, to be honest. Okay. But what prompted me to come here is after this last year, bringing my music back together, getting ready to go back on the road, starting to rehearse and everything, perform, writing new songs, production. My daughter's just released her first single. She's completing her schooling. Do you understand? So much going on. I see the same bad mind, crab in a barrel energy coming up that I have experienced at different chapters throughout my career. But it's become very, very intense over the past 3 years because it's parallel to my growth. When I do something, you can't take it away from me ever. That's the thing. It's not something, oh, she's done that, now she's not doing it, it's gone. That's a part of my track record. It's a part of who I am. And I've had the opportunity to develop track records on different lanes where some people, they just sit in one lane, and that's absolutely fine. My destiny, however, was not that. So what prompted this video? Because you must be thinking, whoa, where is this going now? That was just my introduction. Now we're going to talk about the toxic femininity part. As you can tell from what I've said, I do creative and spiritual arts. With the yoga classes and I Love My Room, my book is called In Honor of Me. The play is called In Honor of Us. My daughter's book is called Oshun, the River Goddess. There's a very strong feminine theme with everything that I'm doing. And by default, I attract hundreds, I've attracted thousands of women in everything. In entertainment, both. But in yoga, women. That's why I Love My Room came to pass. It was just women that were, men and women were booking my classes, but only women were turning up. Okay? My first incident that I experienced that was abrasive to my being was in the video that I just played. So if you didn't see that, after this live is finished, you can go back and watch the 1-hour video that I did in 2023 when a lady called Amenti harassed, slandered, spiritually, socially attacked me for a period of over 6 years. And I sat down, I didn't say anything about it because I'm made of a better fiber. Do you understand? My thing isn't to come and talk and complain. I got on with it. My sister passed away in very tragic circumstances. It made me reevaluate the feminines around everyone, not just the feminine, to be honest. It made me reevaluate everybody around me. And it was good. It was part of my maturity. I am not interested in this anymore. I'm not interested in that. Someone who means a lot to me, they couldn't cope. I don't want to be around people who don't care about me. Suppose I can't cope. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I was very clear with that. So in 2020 is the first time I addressed anything. And by halfway through the same year, I had to come back on my Facebook platform and I had to address another issue with a yoga teacher who I had half trained, okay, who had some serious health issues that were linked to her mentality and her equilibrium, and who had gone rogue, essentially, and was promoting a studio, promoting classes. She was giving the public the impression that she was fully and safely trained under me, when in fact, she had no academic backing. All she knew was how to do the movement. She did not know how to teach or how to take care of people. So we had an issue, and this was shocking to me, right? And so because of the issue, I experienced the first time ever experienced what they call trolling. I didn't know what trolling was, okay? Trolling is basically where someone I'll tell you what she did. She created fake accounts in my name. She created fake other accounts. She contacted every single one of my many thousands of followers on all of my platforms, okay? She created accounts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and she was harassing all of my followers. And my followers were reaching out to me and saying, oh my gosh, this person is doing this. And I knew it was her. And I held it and I held it. And at one point I had to go live and I'm so sorry guys, but this is what has happened. And then what I had to do with this lady, IYSHA, is report her to the police because she would not give up. She was obsessed with me for months. Now, I have people in my following that, I don't want to say following, I want to say community, that have been here for years. They were here when this happened, okay? And they remember, this is not news, it's not something to make up. She was harassing me for months. Her friend Tilly, her sister, her cousin. I'm not joking, you know. And this woman is older than me with 3 children. 3 children. And instead of focusing on her well-being and her mind and her family, she had become Lenea's first troll. And so I owned her. And I told my audience, this lady is a troll. She is trolling me. And this is the reason why. And then she wouldn't stop. And so I went to the police. Yes, I did. I went to the police and I reported her and her brother who had physically assaulted me. I reported both of them and the police got in contact with them and said, you have this amount of time to take that down or she's going to press charges. Now, at the time, I was getting ready to go to Jamaica. I was getting ready to leave. The only reason why I didn't press charges against IYSHA and her brother is because I wasn't in the country. But the police told me that I can still in the future if I choose to. Now, this happened in 2020. And fortunately, as soon as I went to the police, because she wasn't afraid of me, she wasn't afraid of anyone, but she was afraid of the police. So as soon as I went to the police, and they got in contact with her, she ran and she took everything down, and I didn't hear a peep out of her again. Until this year. Aha! Until this year. And that's when I realized some people don't know how to make sleeping dogs lie. They think that every time an issue comes up and my name is associated, it's an opportunity to jump back on this crab in a barrel toxic femininity stuff. And that is why, if this is going to become an annual ritual that I do every year on the 7th of the 7th, I will come and I will nip in the bud anybody who's crossed their boundaries to a point of causing danger for me and mine. So on that note, I would like to play for you the video where I speak about IYSHA. I think, let me just, I don't know where I wrote this down, because I actually did write down, IYSHA Yoga Healed, Mars Healed. She runs a false yoga company because she is not trained and she's training people. She's teaching people. Okay. This video was done May 2020, when after being trolled on every platform, after having fake accounts set up in my name, and all the torrents of abuse, negativity, threats, and downright filth that were coming from this low vibrational, toxic crab in a barrel crew, I made this to address my audience. What some people don't realize is, excuse me, when I'm making these videos to address my audience, my nature is not to be inflammatory intentionally. So after some time, especially after the storm has calmed, I take the video down. What some people need to understand is just because I've taken the video down doesn't mean I don't still have the video. Okay? Decided to come and address very much because I've been receiving lots of messages, lots of offline, online messages, and then I realized I couldn't see the comments on this page, and then when I went on the comments on this page, there was bare people running up their mouth on my page. So I decided, you know what? This is as good a time as any to come and speak. So thank you, Deborah, for saying condolences, because I did share online today that I recently lost a very close soul brother of mine called Father German. He's from New York. He runs the Power of Reggae radio station, which is known all over the world. And when I tell you that this brother was a soldier in my camp, yeah, he was a soldier in the camp. And, you know, there's so many things that I will do now just because I know I have to do it, if only to honor the connection that I had with Father German. And so I'd like to send love to all of his family and his friends and all of the people from the Power of Reggae radio station over in New York, Brooklyn, and just thank everyone. I'd like to say a special shout out actually to Janelle to the core, who's the one who reached out to me when he was put in hospital and we were waiting, and it was quite excruciating, and then unfortunately he ascended and now he's in the ancestral realm. So thank you for all the people who reached out to me about that, because actually that happened about 5 weeks ago, and because there was so much going on, I just decided to hold on to it, not to say anything too much, and just to wait it out and see how I was really feeling. Do you get what I'm saying? Hi Anne, what's up goddess? Something was wrong with my Wi-Fi before, but I've thankfully, with the help of Charlene Grant, figured it out. So I've come here today to do a quick address from the Goddess Art Temple on behalf of the Goddess Art Temple, and this is a professional address, so I just want to make a quick address and keep it moving because I've got so many things to do and I've got to take care of myself and so many wonderful, beautiful people, and I want to make sure that yeah, I just deal with the complaints that have been coming in. So this is an ongoing issue, and I have actually gone to the police and made a complaint to the police in regards to this situation, and it's the reason why I didn't come online and say anything, because it's actually a serious issue. So last week, the lady that I was training to certify and to be a completely initiated and certified teacher, she decided that she wasn't able to teach in the studio anymore, the online studio. And I said to her, well, what are you going to do? Because you've just brought 4 people into the studio, 4 of your students that aren't my students, and you're going to have to say something to them. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't just duck out like that. And she refused to acknowledge that. And so when it came time, I decided, when I saw her have a complete psycho couple days of psychotic behavior, I decided that I would have to tell the group myself. And so I went into the yoga studio. I didn't go on any other platform on social media, only the members in the studio. And the reason why I did that was because she was doing 2 classes a week and I was doing 3 sessions a week, and 4 people had joined in her name. Do you get what I'm saying? So I had to make sure that I kind of did what was the right thing to do, which was essentially to tell people this is what is going on. And so with a lot of weight on my back, I told the people in the yoga studio that unfortunately the student that I was dealing with, she was suffering from mental health issues. She was no longer to continue teaching, and they had an option. They could stay in the group and train with me, or they could leave the group and get a refund from the person who brought them into the studio. And I left it there, kind of got on with what I was doing. And a couple hours later when I came back, one of the women that were in the group was like, I didn't even read the fullness of what she was saying, but once I glanced at it, I realized that it was a bit of a debate and an argument, and I didn't really make that an option. The option was stay and enjoy, or leave and get your refund from the girl. And so upon that note, I messaged all of the girls as a group, all of those new members. I told them the same thing. They didn't respond. I removed them from the group because what I didn't want to have was a situation where people were debating personal views and thoughts within what is a sacred space that has been running for 7 weeks, 5 days a week. I've been running the Smile Yoga online studio, and we haven't missed a class. Do you get what I'm saying? We've been running like clockwork. And so that happened, and I felt no need to make any further announcements. I never said anything online in my public pages, my Smile, my Goddess Art Temple. I said nothing because I had nothing else to say. And then today I was contacted by someone who said that this same student who is having this mental health breakdown has launched an online yoga studio, and they sent me basically what her promo was. And when I had a look at it, I had to have a think. And the think that I had was, look, what are you going to do? Are you going to be, are you going to act like you don't know? Yeah, something that's actually quite urgent. Or are you going to say something? And so at that stage, I took her flyer and I censored it. And the censorship that I put on it to say, this person is suffering from mental health illness and they are not certified by my school. They have no certification. They have done the physical part of the training. They've done no philosophy with me, no business, no anatomy. When I worked with this student, she displayed an array of mental health imbalances, and my recommendation to her was to go to a psychotherapist, because we had worked extensively, myself, people that are within the Goddess Art Temple, spiritual healers within the Goddess Art Temple, and I realized I've got to call it, this is beyond me, okay? So essentially, I put the poster out to inform my audience that this person, even though I have shared them with you prior, and they've been working through the studio, the yoga studio, this person is not fully initiated and has no certification, no academic certification, no certificate as a yoga teacher, has not completed the complete teacher training. This person does not know the codes of practice. They're not able to deal with people and their emotions or even adjustment and any of those things that are required for someone to be a professional, safe yoga practitioner. The only thing that this person has learned from me are how to do the physical movements. And the reason why it hasn't been completed isn't actually on me, because I realized that there was an issue. Do you get what I'm saying? Why isn't this person able to move forward? And so I decided that I was going to do my utmost to make sure that this happened. And so when I realized that we were going to be in a lockdown, I said, let me come so I can work with you to get you going. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of what happened when I went there, because that's a whole next story, and it's actually something that I'm going to the police about. And that's the level of seriousness about it. I decided to come live simply to say to you guys, you have to make up your mind what you want. Do you want honesty or do you want pretty pity? If I know for a fact that how someone has conducted themselves, how they're living in their personal environment is not conducive to mental health, physical health, or to leading any other people. If I say to you, this person has put me at physical risk, okay, then that I have more than enough reasons. I would never come online to slate someone. If I felt as if it was a slating party, I would have done it from last week, Saturday. That's how long it has gone on. That's how long I've spoken to I spoke to the women in the yoga studio from Saturday or Sunday. It's not a recent thing. And another thing that I've noticed is family members or associates of this same person, they're basically attacking me online. And I'm like, where were you when this person was having a mental health breakdown? Where were you 3 weeks ago when this person couldn't sleep at night? I'm not going to accept, on behalf of myself, Lenea Haru, or on behalf of my temple, people running in the last dying moments of a situation. And any feelings that anyone has, go to a lawyer. That's what I'm basically saying, yeah? Because although I come to you as a human being and I present myself as such, I am linked to a business. It's my business, it's my temple, and if there's any issue, go to a lawyer, as I myself have done that. I have no issues outside of that. In regards to the people who were making comments, I couldn't see those comments because my page wasn't functioning, and the comments were saying, oh, she's just robbed our money and she's run off. That is categorically incorrect. To this day, I have 20 members, monthly memberships, in the Smile We Yoga Studio, and every single person who is paid for their membership is in the group and is receiving their benefits. There are even people who have put their benefit on pause, their membership on pause, because they're busy and they're going to come back. The 4 people that were rejected from the group belong to the teacher who brought them in. She had the opportunity to speak to them, to communicate with them, but due to her own mental predicament, she decided to leave it to me. And seeing as it is my yoga studio, it's my business, I made it clear, you can stay or you can go. Once I saw that one of the women had the audacity to be running up her mouth in my sacred yoga studio where we do meditation and deep breathing and toning, I said, boundaries, let me remove her, and if she's got anything to say, she can say it to me directly. Now, these people haven't contacted me directly, but they've found it like very convenient to be on my pages. My students can speak for me. My clients can speak for me. It's not an issue. If you need 20 recommendations real quick, right now, from every single person that's within the Smile Yoga Studio and the people that are coming to me for soul consultations and adafas and spiritual development courses and purchasing this and purchasing that, I can round up 50 recommendations real quickly. And I'm not here to basically even entertain this. And that's the reason why I've come live, to nip it in the bud. Now, when it comes to slander and this and that, I'm not about that. And there's a lot more that I can say. But what I'm going to do is wait until the police sort everything out. And from you hear me saying that, right? And you know some is a Rasta picnic. You know it's a serious something me I said to you. So I'm not in any problems. Don't be worried. I'm not in any problems. But I need to share something with you. I am not trained in mental health. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a nurse and I'm not a doctor. I gave someone a scholarship. Now, a scholarship is a half-price teacher training. May I add, that will never be available again. Because what happened as a result of the scholarship was I trained someone, and when I trained them, the last couple of days they became flaky, even though they left from another part of England to come down. And it was like, oh, we've got to catch up now with these 2 last days training, and it was quite annoying to me. But there was basically 48 hours, essential hours, that were missing from the syllabus. So at that point I said, okay, I didn't want to, but I'll try and I'll complete it online. But I couldn't. I realized, no, I'm going to have to come to you. I booked my ticket to go to this person, and I was due to go to San Diego in 3 days after that to go to I Love My Room to do my event. What happened was the borders closed to go to the US, and so I now had not just 3 days to quickly rush something, but I had some time. We made an agreement. I was going to come up and work with her and get her trained, and not just trained because she was physically trained, but she did not know the philosophy, she did not know the business, she did not know the marketing, she did not know the health and safety as a teacher. She hadn't done those because she had missed 48 hours of her training. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, I realized that she was at a stage where she could demonstrate, but she couldn't teach beyond demonstrating. So prior to me launching the scholarship, I made a decision that if anyone trains with me, they have to carry on developing for 12 months after training. And the reason for that is I realized that, you know, as much as you can spend 2 weeks to quickly learn a lot of yoga, you cannot become a serious skillful yoga teacher in 2 weeks. And so the 12 months was really to get the person, one, teaching professionally, and get them to finish their hours on the mat. In the same way, if you were a counselor, you would go to university, you would do some of your counseling, and then you would have to go and do hours. Same if you're a nurse, same if you're a doctor, and many of these kind of medical professions. So I realized that that model was the best suited for my school, because what I didn't want to do is people just paying me to give them really intense courses, and then they're just off in the world, misrepresenting their brand, misrepresenting the practice, not have had the time to embody this system. And so I made it compulsory. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a compulsory thing. You certify with me, you spend 12 months in deep training, and when you finish the 12 months, you are fully initiated and certified teacher. This is the reason why she hasn't got a certificate, because she hasn't been certified. She has not been certified. So I went to the home. The focus was like, let's get you started. And within the first couple of weeks, I couldn't focus on that because I realized that there was a whole bag of other stuff going on. And in order for her to bring something new, like a whole new career into her life, she would have to eliminate some of the other things. And so we spent weeks while I was launching the Smile Tawi Yoga Studio. She was not a part of it. She did not start it with me. I did it independently. I spent weeks working, and I don't want to go into the details because those are confidential. They're private details. But I was basically working on not just my student that I was only paid to teach yoga to. I was working on the entire family, from diet, from academics, from manners, from sleep times, the whole thing. And my role is not a mental health professional. It's not a surrogate mother. It's not a surrogate grandmother. It's not Nanny McPhee. My job is simply in the way that she hired me, was to be a yoga coach. During the period of time, as it passed, I realized that there were serious mental health problems. I didn't make that assessment from a mental health specialist point of view. I made that assessment from a yoga point of view. I made that assessment as a mother of an adult child. When you spend time with someone for a certain period of time, you can clearly see whether their mind is right or not. And it was very clear to me. And what I did, I didn't seek to abandon the person. I kept working on them. I was not giving up. I was trying until it was taken out of my own hands. And the person showed me that a big part of the reason why they weren't healing is because they did not have a good heart and they did not want to heal. What they wanted was the benefits that come from doing the work without actually doing the work. Now, let me tell you something. If I lie down with somebody that I love, you get me, and I have the blessing for my womb, do you understand, to be filled with baby, because to me, that's the best blessing I've ever had in my life, right? Was being able to bring my child and to give birth and to bring them out. When I do that, I have a responsibility to that person forever. That's how I feel. I don't have that responsibility to all of my students. Do you understand? There are limits. There are boundaries. And the fact is that it came to a space where I was truly compromising. I wasn't even able to completely focus on my own daughter. And yes, she's not a baby, but she's still my child, and we have a very strong family unit. We work together, we pray together, and even from a distance, even though we're not together, we've had to work very hard to keep our relationship up and for me to keep that sense of intimacy with her. Now, all the work that I was doing with this student and her family and her home and her relationship, her money, her housing, every single issue that came up, I created a solution for it. It wasn't a thing where it was just like, wow, we got a bag of problems. It was like, this is the problem. Okay, this is what we gonna do. And ultimately, healing, the seat of healing is within the person who desires to heal themselves. The people who are around them trying to facilitate maybe changing habits, changing patterns. You understand? But the person who needs the change within their life, they're at the center of their experience. And what was showed to me, which was really important at this stage in my life as a priestess, is that everybody is responsible for their own healing. Do you get what I'm saying? Which means people can help you and they can support you, and you need that. But if you don't hold on to your own self and decide, you know what, this is when the healing's about to go down. If you don't clean up your heart, if you don't clean up your dirty ways, if you don't organize your life to allow the divine to heal you, no one can do it for you. And so I want to say very clearly to the people who are trying to spam my my Facebook to the people like some waste gal that's been calling me all day. You called me on an unknown number over 30 times. If I go to the police and show them that, that's very clear harassment. And hear what? I don't have no loyalty to none of y'all over me and my child. No loyalty. The loyalty is with me and my child. I will love you all as sisters. I will do my best. Do you understand? But if it comes to a point where you're going to put me at risk, physical risk, put me at risk of violence, then it's me all the way. And I will not come online and misrepresent and allow this terrible issue that's a part of our community in the first place, which is mental health issues, to go unchecked. And no, it's not about being cruel and slandering someone. It's about safety. Okay, you're going to act like you're not well. You're going to act like you're not out of your own head. You're going to act like you don't need to go to a psychotherapist. I'm not going to let my following, my audience, book your classes. Anybody else can book it. I'm not responsible for them. But I am responsible for the people that I've introduced to you. And as soon as I see that you're in a space, many of us have been in a space before. We need help. We need mental assistance. We're depressed. We have different issues. So there's no taboo around mental health. And if you have watched this live, you would know that about me. There's no taboo. The taboo is around the dishonesty and what we seek to portray when we know that behind closed doors, things are destroyed, things are mashed up. And we put on a little piece of makeup and we do a little something like this. And we pretend, and that's fine. But what you won't be able to do is to get me to be an actor with no payroll. If you want me to be an actor, and I'm a professionally trained actor, I can do you justice. But it won't happen unless I'm getting paid. And it definitely won't happen if I feel that it puts other people at risk, because the work that I'm doing is so multifaceted and risk is a real thing. Okay? So that's all I've got to say. The women that felt that they were due a refund, they had an option: stay in the group or leave. Very clear options. You were removed from the group because you felt that you could debate me. Me and you is not size. I'm a big woman. I don't care how much pitney you have. I don't care how much man you've been with. I don't care how much wedding ring. Adeze, you're another one. Imagine the levels. I just went on my page. I never saw your comment, you know. I see a comment from Adeze. Now, this girl that was in the group is saying she wants her refund. And Adeze, who's someone that I've known from 2008, when she contacted me to pay me nothing to come and perform at her event, and I did it. Adeze is posting underneath the post and saying, yeah, that's true. I've paid for a service and I never got it. So I thought to myself, hold on, first, piss Adeze in. You traitor. Because I'm like, I don't remember you paying for a service. But if you had paid for a service, send me the paper trail of where you at least tried to get the service. And so what I did is that I messaged Adeze directly and I said, hear what? Anything that you paid me for, let me know how much it is and let me know what your bank details are, because you couldn't even pay me to read your energy right now. And it's these things that people think that they can come and just say something and it's going to make me feel like, ooh, ooh, ooh. No, it's not like that. Sometimes, oh, Shasha, what's up, Shasha? Hey, Shasha. Shasha said, I was glad you came and helped me, and I was glad you helped me. Sisterhood is a real thing, and some of y'all, you ain't even sisters to your own damn self, and that's why you can't be sisters to other people. Adeze, you have a damn nerve to come on my page and say that. Send me where you've been messaging me in my inbox, anything like that, but you're there watching my page like a little cockroach, and the minute you see someone else say something untoward, you want to run up underneath it. Hear what I'm saying, sis? My email is goddessarttemple@gmail.com. From this day, you've been blocked from my page. I'm not begging no one to be on my page. I'm not begging no one for nothing. Do you understand? You, Adeze, send me your details, whatever it was that you booked. I think you booked, now I'm thinking maybe it was a half price something. You probably waited for the sale. You never come to any events. I've never seen you at anything in all the years I've been doing something. Whatever it was that you were so fresh to run up on my comment, but you weren't so fresh to just email me or go to goddessarttemple.com and message me. Whatever that service was, you have officially been refunded. The money's in my account just waiting for you to message me, but you have been banned from my page. And seeing as that was your presence, you won't feel no way because you weren't here for no good anyway. Yes, I am not that person. I am not that person. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. Do you understand? You all want to act one way and be one way behind closed doors. And then you want to come out to the public, wrap up yourself, in your culture and act like a who. I'm not having it. I am not interested. And anybody who feels that they can come and attack me on my page
but can't even send me a direct message, you don't need to take away yourself. You're about to be banned because it means you don't have guts. You're big women, you've got grown-ass children, and you're still acting like little girls. What is that? What is that? Okay? You see, Adesa, you ain't got nothing to say now. Let me just ban her one time. But you take this Ross thing for? You come disrespect my thing. The amount of things were used to me put on for black women just like yourself. And you're telling me that you booked something. I haven't heard from you since 2018. I came to London, right? That's the last time I remember speaking to you. So where you just run up and find yourself from? Take for yourself. Take for yourself. You understand? How? Take for yourself. Wanna look at dry foot people. And I'm sorry, but you don't know Nancy land me come from, right? People, if you're gonna come online, if you're gonna put out an advert to say you're uncertified but fully trained yoga teacher, then you're lying because you're not fully trained, because I never fully trained you. Where's your certificate? Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof of that? My own students had to be contacting me to say, Lenea, you need to check your teacher. We're not feeling certain things about the classes. She looks like she's. And I never came on Facebook. I never came on Instagram. Talk the truth. You ever heard me speak anything like this? You never heard it. If you weren't in the studio, you would never have known. But wanna feel like say, wanna must press every single button upon me and me not for say nothing. So where was the contract for that level of loyalty? Why would I have loyalty to you more than to myself? So all of my books are open. Everything is transparent. Do you understand what I'm saying? For everything. If y'all ever want to come and see, you can come and look in my email and see everything that's coming in. Weirdest thing, I even just contacted a lady today and said to her, did you get a refund for something? I think she booked something twice and something happened. Even a couple, when I put the incense out, a couple of people bought it, and I realized that the website was like charging them for postage and packaging, even though I said it was free. So I emailed them back and I refunded them immediately to PayPal. So any of y'all that was waiting like dry for Adese to come with your disrespectful lack of sisterhood self. Now let me tell you something to show you the levels. You know why I left England? Because of women like you. I left women because of women like you, because this is what you lot wanted to do. You wanted to call me and create mental health illness with me. You wanted to have a relationship that was based on you telling me which man you was taking and me telling you what my issues was. We would never see each other. Our children would never see each other. One time I said to you and a bag of sisters, enough of y'all gonna feel it when I say this. I said, hear what? I'm not into that life. I don't want my daughter hearing me talking to a woman on the phone and can never see who that woman is. I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up in a place where people came and saw other people, and I saw my mum's friends' children. To this day, some of us are still friends on Facebook. When we were in Jamaica, that was my mum's best friend's children. We would go over to their house. We would all be together as two families, etc. I said it causes mental health as us as a black community to be in England, and the only way women want to be communicating is text, WhatsApp, voice note, call. But you can't see each other, you can't support each other, you can't go in your sister's house and see if she's depressed, and that's the problem. So when you lot are keeping up this thing, you know, it really offends me. Even the other day, one brother, he put one post on Facebook, Lenea inspires me so much, he said, I hope you're okay. He put it up as a post for the whole world to see it. I wasn't okay, and I thought, you lot are fake. You're fake, and I'm calling you out. If you're concerned if someone is okay, you do the right thing. You can't go and see them because of social distancing. You pick up the phone or you send them a direct message. Who is going to come on Facebook and say, actually, I'm really not okay in front of everyone if they're not in a good space? Who is going to do that? And it's these things as sisters, we message, we call, we text. We don't want to be like, let's meet up once a week and take our children to the museum, take them to the park, take them to this place. No, we don't want to do that. We want to have that. And you know what that creates? Psychosis. Because if you and your children are depressed, if you're homeschooling and not teaching your children, if you're sending your children to school and not feeding your children, I won't know. You won't know what's going on with me. And I burn a fire on them fake friendships. And yes, that's why I left England, because I wanted to develop friendships that reminded me of when I was growing up. People used to see each other and hug each other, and not just sending me BOMBOCLAAT messages on WhatsApp. I could be down on the ground. I'm struggling. I'm depressed. I can't get up. And no one would come to even see you when they come send me a message on WhatsApp. That's how we end up with mental health problems, and I'm not here for it. I am here to support people from coming out of those mental health problems, and not everyone is going to make it. Not everyone's going to survive. And that's why you have to make better rules for yourself, better boundaries. I don't have friendships that look like Wi-Fi friendship. Burn a fire on that. I might meet people online and then we develop a friendship. But if we were already friends, do you get what I'm saying? Nah, you can't just be calling me, knock my door and let me see your face. Do I look African or what? African culture is based on relationships. Relationships. Ask Candice. Blessings, Candice, I just saw you. Candice was going through a thing. Sis, didn't I reach out to you? Didn't I try? Talk the truth. I was in Jamaica, you know. I was going through my own thing. But I said, you know what? I love that, sister. Didn't I try and holler at you and just let you know that if you truly, truly, truly needed me, that I was here? See, I almost... Isn't that true, Candice? Isn't that true? So all of you people that want to try and rub my name under your foot, you need to go and pray. I don't need a head tie. I don't need nothing. Y'all know me in all these different modes. You know I'm not one thing or one that. But what I am, I'm going to be truthful to myself. And I'm going to say there were many times when I needed people and they couldn't be there. And there are many times I'm sure people have needed me and they couldn't be there. And I couldn't be there for them. And what I'm trying to encourage is, let's become more human. Yes, we have these devices. Yes, we have this great way to connect the way I'm connecting with you. But that doesn't mean, you know, when I felt it when my sister died, that's when I realized 1,000 people could say they're really sorry and one person will call you to see Lenea. Were you able to get out of your bed this morning? That's when I realized. I saw people that I had reached out to when their family had died. And they said to me straight, I saw that your sister died. I didn't know what to say to you. I was like, rah! It's difficult to be human in these days. It's difficult. I understand. Candice said I couldn't do it over the phone. I had to wait till I see. I understood. And I was crying. I was like, rah, she's not calling me back. Honestly, I was like, oh my God. Like, I had to pray that out, you know, because I knew it wasn't personal, Candice. And I just thought, I'm not that fake, sister. And if you don't want to be fake, take away yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'm not fake. If I come into your house and I see that you are in a very hard position, I'm going to put my foot, my hand, my ears, my mouth, my hip, even my pum-pum. Anything that I can use to help to solve your issue, I'm that person. I will ride for you. And at the end of it, you want to turn around and attack me. May the Most High blaze that path to cleanse it so you can come better than that. And the person who I said that for knows exactly who I said it for. And I haven't gone into the full details of it because, as I've said, I've taken it to the law. But lo and behold, one day I'm going to talk and you're not going to like it. And I don't want to talk because I want you to take your heart to the Most High and get on your knees and pray and ask for forgiveness for your evil deeds. And the last thing I'd like to wrap up with is this. I wasn't brought up in church and I think I was very naive. I genuinely used to think that people were good. But what I realized is, that is not a good mindset for a mother who's raising an African woman to have. We have to know that we're living on a planet where you got good people and you got evil people. And sometimes good people do evil things. But you have good people and you have evil people. And what I've realized is I can get on my knees, I can pray for you, I can make a daffo for you, I can make eba for you, I can do this for you, I can teach you yoga, I can teach you business, I can teach you how to take care of your children, I can teach you how to take care of your home. But what I cannot do is clean your evil heart. And that is the line. That's why I've come live, because I said, you know what? These people think they don't even know me, you know. They don't even know that I don't give a damn. You can say whatever you want to say. You don't know me. You don't even know me. You need to go ask my mother about me. You don't know me. Did you get what I'm saying? Sorry. You need to ask my mother. You need to go ask my mother about me, and then you might think twice before you come run up in on me. Warrior, I'm gonna depend that. And seeing as I've made it a life passion to share something that's so private to me, which is IFA, and I've been bringing people who I don't even know to the feet of the IYSHA to have adafas, and it's something that I'm committed to, and I have no expectation any longer. I've been trained such by my teacher. I have no expectation. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to help you. I've created this path. You can take the help if you want. You can leave if you want. I'm good, my daughter's good, we don't need anything from you. We're all good, innit? Okay, let me stop ranting, because that really went into a rant. But I had to say that because I'm glad you came on the live, you know, Candice. And I'm glad we had that exchange, because probably if we saw each other, we just cried. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sis, you know? And it's definitely no hard feelings at all. And I just said that to give a live example. I can't always turn up for everyone. I can't always turn up for everyone. But I do try. I do try. And you'd be shocked the kind of things that I will work on and try and work through for other people. You would be shocked. And nothing will want to come run. You see how Des ain't got nothing to say. Nothing will want to come run up in them and BOMBOCLAAT inbox and comment. You lot wouldn't even sacrifice a day of your life for someone else. You wouldn't even put yourself on the line for someone else's children. And you know how I know? Just yesterday, I just got some sad news about someone that I care so much about, and it's another person who's having a very hard time on a mental level. And I'm like, that person was surrounded by people and they ignored her until it reached where it reached. And then people want to judge those women and say, look at them, like it's their fault. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's their fault that they've got mental health issues. But oftentimes, we're too wicked to each other. I was going to say it, we're too wicked to each other. And we need to be kinder to each other and stop the effery and stop mistreating our children and raise our children good and raise ourselves good. And get up in the morning and get on your knees and bust a prayer because you don't know how you got on the earth. And even if you don't know who, just say, Most High Creator, please, just have some humility about your life. Do you get what I'm saying? Because as you can see, look at the situation we're in. We don't even know when we'll be able to go back to the normal time. And you want to come with your evil to me? I will strike you. Listen. All right, I'm done. Give thanks and praises. Karate, what? She said me there again. What? I didn't know you were Jamaican evening, sis. Welcome. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't even know if I can talk to Candice now, because now I know it's definite barling when we talk. And I'll tell you one thing. I'm human. Like, I hurt so deeply. I fear. I have the same set of human feelings like everybody else. And I can take things to heart, but sometimes I can be thick-skinned. But when my sister passed away, it broke my heart. And even recently, I was thinking, you know, and I said it in this My Tari yoga studio when I was talking about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to call anyone sis again. Basically. And my friends was like, what? And I goes, no, I've been thinking about it. I've been really thinking about it. And I've been thinking, Cheryl Ann Sims, I born and come and see her as my sister, and she's my only biological sister that I ever met. Even if I have some more, I don't know them. And I started thinking, I don't know if you should call people sis. Maybe your sis is the ancestor, and maybe you should just call everyone goddess from now on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Won't
Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine. My world is so precious, it's so sacred. Anybody tries to infiltrate gets erased and replaced with beautiful vibration, healing and peace. You offer me sufferation, you offer me self-degradation. You want to replace my peace with confusion. Want me not to love myself. You thrive when I'm deluded. You offer me self-destruction. You give me poisons and the instructions. You give me false images to distort my vision. It's like a death on a mission to destroy my vibration. Surround me with foes, but my ancestors, they see, they know. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. 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 Everything that you're coming to offer to me, living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Your offer.
They used to say to my mama, her eyes look so old. They used to say to my papa, she used to go. As I got bolder, all they wanted to ask me is, who do you think you are? Where do you get these ideas from? Who gave you the right to question and change our tradition? You're too high. Come out of the sky. What do you stand for? Who do you worship? You must be a pagan with no belief system. As if I didn't see. They just wanted me to categorize me so I would end up despising me. You can't divide me into pieces. I am complete, and the truth is, I'm the original woman. All life, it comes through me. I can say nothing but to say hotel for tonight, Mary. It's all me. We are original people. All nations are wrapped in our stories. Every land on this earth has been touched and blessed by our feet. Yes, it's all me, the original woman.
Sorry about the sound. So you should be able to hear me now. So sorry about that. I actually turned on the wrong device, thinking that's where the sound was connected. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome back. How are you guys feeling this afternoon? Some of you will be in your morning still. Some of you will be in your evening. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are on the 7th of the 7th, 2023. And I'm officially coining this day Crabsgate. So thank you for this section. As you can see, we're moving from section to section of Please Don't Call Me Sis, Toxic Femininity. And while my videos were playing, I had to recollect, okay, this is where we are, what's coming next. So far, I'll do a quick recap. I started the video with an intro video from 2020, where I first acknowledged and declared spiritual attack and open enemies from peers, from contemporaries. The next part of the video, I showcase some of my music in the break. We'll call them the breaks, okay? And basically, blessings to Samir. I spoke about an issue I had while running a yoga teacher training with a lady called IYSHA, Mars Healed, Yoga Healed. I don't know what her handles are, and it's actually not relevant, okay? Because I'm aware of her surname and I haven't said her surname intentionally. And I also played the video that I did in May 2020, where I first approached this situation publicly, which I had to because IYSHA was my first online troll. Now, I've been running my pages for many years on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube more recently, but I've always had social media pages. But I must say, IYSHA was the first actual troll I had, whereas I had a real life troll who was a mentee. While I came off the break, I was able to consider, how does this tie in? And it really does. Because a part of this sharing isn't the emphasis on the please don't call me sis. That's an outcome of treacherous behavior amongst women, essentially. That's why someone would even come to that type of thinking, and not just amongst women, as I said, men use the term cis as well. So it's treacherous behavior amongst humans. I also spoke earlier on about this thing that's intrinsic to being human, that is documented in history, whether it's through mythology, human history, religion, which is the battle between the perceived forces of good and bad, light and dark, love and hate, good versus evil. I spoke about that as well. As you can see, the video is quite long, and I do feel for your consciousness, it is important to watch this whole video. The parts that I recommend, if you want to skip when you're watching it back, seriously, you can skip the tracks. But there's a sharing that's taking place here that goes beyond what's in this specific container. It's actually more about this human experience that we have, and us reminding our consciousnesses about this, basically, and also being mindful of our own conduct and the way how we use our own character when showing up in the world.